Hey guys, and welcome back to another watch showcase video on the Casio Watchers YouTube channel. We're nearly on 100 subs, so if you like Casio watches, please drop a subscription. And as always, if you're on Facebook, then come and check our group out, Casio Watchers. We're now over 1,200 members strong and growing on a daily basis, so please come and check us out if you're a Facebook user. So today, this is a showcase video for the much underrated, in my opinion, Casio W-86. And the reason I feel it's underrated is because it's in that small, slim Casio category, and there's other watches in there that seem to get the limelight ahead of the W-86, namely the iconic F91W and also, I say, the W-217H, and I'll show you some comparisons with those watches a little bit later on. Now, anybody that's watched my other showcase videos, you will know that I like to try and let you know when I've seen this watch in a film or on a TV series or any actors or famous people that wear it. Very difficult again for this watch, again proving the point that it's underrated, unappreciated maybe, but I've managed to find one, so I'll give you that for today, and that's that this watch was worn by the actor Nick Frost in the 2004 film Shaun of the Dead. That's the best I can do, but it's pretty cool anyway. So it's a watch that's often worn by people that you see on TV shows. Maybe they're heading out into the outback or into the wilderness or trying to survive out in the forest somewhere, survival type programs or travel programs. But in terms of celebrities or films or anything like that, the best I could come up with was Nick Frost in Shaun of the Dead. So one of the things I want to talk about first is the price of this watch. It's a fantastic watch for only $16.99. As shooting this video, you can go onto Amazon or you can go onto Argos and you can buy this watch for $16.99, and it does everything you need a watch to do and nothing more. So it's a great piece for the price. Now, I mentioned earlier that I felt there's two watches in particular that overshadow the W-86. And the first one is probably the most famous Casio in history, and that is, of course, the F91W, which you see here. I do own a green version as well, but I thought I'd get the original blue version out. As you can see, first of all, it's a slightly smaller watch than the W-86, the F91W. Slightly smaller case on it compared to the W-86. The other watch, which often people buy in place of the W-86, I feel, is the W-217H, and I've just got it here in the gold case colour, but you can see they're almost in size order. The 91W would be the smallest, then the W-86, and then the W-217, slightly bigger the 217 than the W-86. Also, I will say, in terms of the thickness of the watch, and I'll just rotate it around here, you can see that you're getting a slightly thicker case on the W-86 compared to the F91W. And then if I bring back in the 217H, you can see the 217H is marginally thicker than the W-86. So it's almost like this watch not only comes in the middle in terms of the size between these two, but it's almost like the middle child, so to speak, in a family. Is this watch is almost that forgotten watch. People tend to buy the F91W because it's an F91W, simple as that, and the 217H, some people refer to that as the F91W's bigger brother, and I can see why, and anybody that owns this watch, you'll understand why people say that. But I personally think that the W-86 is an extremely underrated watch for £16.99. So let's have a look at some of the features that you get for your money. First and foremost, you've got this really clear display, very similar to the other two watches that I showed you just. The 217 has got a slightly larger face, which gives you slightly larger digits. The W-86 is very similar in its size to the F91W, but again, it's got the day and date clearly displayed up there, AM, PM times. I always like to have mine on, and one thing that really stands out about this watch, more so than the F91W, and it's a real upgrade from the F91W, is the backlight. On the F91 you had a simple LED that lit up that very bottom corner of the screen almost, and made it very difficult to read even when it was pitch black. If you wear the watch when you sleep, if you wake up in the night, want to know the time, you flick that on the F91 and it's really hard to read. This watch here, the W-86, has a real upgrade to its backlight because it has the electroluminescence, which, as Casio often like to do, is displayed in this rather vivid teal or turquoise colour across the top here. Now the electroluminescence is bright even in a room like I'm in at the moment with the lights on. So if I turn it on, you can see it's lighting up there. If I'm able to cover my watch face over slightly, like so, you can see, look at that, look how bright that is, and that stays on as long as you hold the button down. So a real upgrade from the F91W, the backlight on this W86. Next thing to talk about is the water resistance. Now the W86 has a water resistance of, as it says here, 50 meters. In terms of comparisons to the other watches I mentioned earlier, the F91W has a water resistance of 30 meters, and then over on the other side we have the 217, which also has, like the W86, a water resistance of 50 meters. And what that basically means is you can go swimming in it, but they don't suggest that you go snorkeling in it, and it's shower proof and things like that. At the moment I'm wearing the W86 quite a lot because as of shooting this video we're still in the throes of COVID-19 and I'm actually still going into work from time to time, and when I get back from work, for peace of mind for myself, I don't think there's any real scientific evidence behind this, but I always like to have a shower as soon as I come in, before I hug my kids, say hello to my wife, anything like that. I go upstairs and have a shower, and because I have this watch on with me at work, I can go straight into the shower with it all the time, and I'm not worried about damaging it in any way or getting shampoo or shower gel over it or inside it or anything like that. So I'm wearing this watch a lot, and obviously because it is water resistant, I can have a shower and it's not going to have any adverse effects whilst I'm wearing it. Next thing to talk about are the features of this watch. Again, it is a basic Casio, $16.99. You're not going to get absolutely everything under the sun. You're not going to get solar power or multiband or Bluetooth connectivity or altimeters or anything like that. You just get a very basic watch. But again, that's why most people love Casios, because of how simplistic they are. So if we go through the simple features, using the bottom left hand button, we scroll through into the alarm. You have the daily alarm, so that just means nice and simple. You can set that time and the alarm will ring each day. We have the stopwatch, and then we have our time set mode, which again is very simple to set the time, like most of these original slim Casios. And then we press it once more and we're back into the home screen, the time display mode. So I'm going to take this watch off the stand and pop it onto my wrist. Whilst I do that, I'm going to take my watch off that I'm currently wearing today. I haven't been to work today, so I've had on my favourite watch at the moment, which is the 5610, the G-Shock 5610, the square, which I must say is becoming a really popular watch at the moment. Over on the Casio Watchers Facebook group, it's growing in popularity. Lots of people owning this, a great watch. So take that off and get this off the stand as well. Now I've got wrists that are about 6 3/4 inches, so just under 7-inch wrists. I'll put this watch onto in a moment. Nice strap detail on this. Something a little bit different to some of the other slim Casios that I own. You've got the spaces and the gaps in between on the strap itself, so it allows your wrist to breathe. It's quite a comfortable strap. Again, it's one of those, dare I say, cheap, thin resin straps. It's nowhere near as comfortable as the CA53 calculator watch. That's probably the most comfortable Casio watch I've ever worn, but this does the job. You could change it to a different strap if you want to. You probably even put a NATO strap on it, as a lot of people like to do, but I'm happy with this strap. It does the job. So let me pop it on really quickly. One thing I did notice about this watch when I first bought it is it seemed to squeak when it was on my wrist, depending on how I moved it. It seemed to squeak around these parts here, but since wearing it a lot more, it's much more comfortable. It's not squeaking now. So as you can see, really nice fit around the wrist. Casio on the black buckle there. Perfect. If you wear a work shirt, the work shirt will slide over this nice and easily. Again, quite stands out with that teal coloured pattern over the front of the face there. Almost looks grey as I'm looking at it in the natural light in real life here, rather than dark black. Sort of like a very dark grey colour in particular on the face. Okay, there we go. Just going to pop it back off again before we end this video. Now, if you own a Casio F91W and you're looking for something different, something a little bit bigger, I know that some people that have wrists bigger than mine say that the F91W is too small. This watch gives you that option to wear a classic retro looking Casio, but if you've got a bigger wrist, it doesn't look quite as lost as the F91W does. I've got to be honest, this is a fantastic watch as well, the 217H. I picked the gold one up. I absolutely love the gold colour. I am tempted to get it in a different colour, but I can understand why people really favour this watch and do class it in some regard as the bigger brother of the F91W. But we're talking about the W-86 today, and for a watch that I think is really underrated and overlooked by many, I think that if you're a Casio collector, forgetting about G-Shocks and all that for now, if you're just a classic Casio collector, I think this is a watch that you really need to get into your collection. If you're over in the UK like I am, you've got the options at the moment of Amazon and Argos, as I said. You can grab this watch for £16.99 at the moment. If you own it, drop me a comment below. Tell me what you think of this watch. How long have you worn it? How long has it lasted? I know even though they're not G-Shocks, Casios are pretty tough in general, long-lasting battery. If it's a watch that you've looked into but you're unsure about, then again, drop me a comment in the box below. I've had quite a few people messaging me via YouTube, or dropping it into the comments I should say, saying that they've been on the fence about a certain watch. They've watched my video and it's either sent them one way or the other, normally in terms of going ahead and buying that watch. And I love it when people let me know that I've helped them in some small way make those decisions. So, there we go. The Casio W-86. And hopefully I'll see you over on the Facebook group Casio Watchers. And in the meantime, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you all next time.